So this is actually, Kritik is the first peer learning method that I've tried. So the reason why when I started initially, I had a small class of about 50 or 48 or so students. That was great. But as my class became more and more popular, so it's teaching Python programming and databases, machine learning all in one. So as it became more popular, it became like really hard to grade students, give them individual feedbacks. And I wanted more assessment because I know as students, they come to my lecture, they would sit there, ask questions, but I would always notice when they were, that they would sometimes miss small points, like subtle points about, they wouldn't understand something or that thing. So I'm like, how can I make sure they understand like everything that I say in the lecture? That was my goal. One example of an activity that I did over the previous summer was actually a video. So programming interviews, the way they work is usually, they give you a programming question, you have to solve it on a whiteboard or something, right? So I was teaching data structures and algorithm, and I thought it'd be a good idea for these guys to practice solving a problem, record themselves solving it as a Kritik activity. Because it's very important for them, like Dr. Ania said, like how do you teach these concepts, right? So if they see me teach it, they understand it, but you know what, take the concept that I've taught you and solve a problem that's already there, like on, for example, lead code or something, right? There are thousands of coding problems and challenges. Try to solve those problems, but record yourself trying to solve it. So when they try to do that, they have to sort of plan it out, like how are they going to speak? How are they going to organize? How are they going to explain the concept? And the kids really liked it because they came back to me like, you know what? I tried the first time and I was unsatisfied. But then I tried the second time, I was like, all right, this is better. But by the time I did it the third time, I felt like I actually understood the problem more. But because it's like a video thing and it's no longer anonymous, obviously, right? It's a video thing. So it's kind of like third time I recorded, I felt satisfied, I uploaded it. But not only that, they were actually looking forward to their students, like the other peer, evaluating other students, because they would be solving a different set of these coding challenges, right? So it's like, not only did you get to solve your own, then you get 3 other students to look at, right? So, and then what I did is I put all those videos in one like Dropbox folder. So it's as if like we had 120 students. So we ended up at like I think 240 or 50 videos solved, I guess, all over. So then everyone could look at everyone's solution, but they only had to grade 3 of them. But it helped them practice speaking, talking, how to explain concepts, how to use those concepts. Yeah, there are 2 types of grading disputes. One are legitimate grading disputes where there are different ways of answering the question, and a more advanced programmer might answer in a way that a beginner programmer just doesn't know. So they're just looking at my sample solution. They're like, well, it's supposed to be like this because the professor said it should be like this. So they'll raise a dispute, be like, no, this is technically correct. What I said is technically correct. Why are they taking points off? And then at that point, I would have to go and be like, you know what? They're technically correct. What I taught you is correct too, but from their perspective, it is correct. So that's one reason why you would get a dispute. Sometimes you get a dispute because kids actually didn't understand what they got wrong and they're just raising a dispute. And the third time the dispute is, unfortunately, I don't know why, they'll rate their students as perfect. They got everything right, but they'll still take points off for some reason. Not sure why.